Good evening. Revelation chapter 3. The last church that the Spirit speaks to is Laodicea. And Jesus speaks to the church and says, this is what I have against you, which he's done with all the other churches. But the church in Laodicea is the only church that Jesus didn't commend. And so it was a self-sufficient church. It says that you think you're rich, but you have nothing. Come and buy gold that I will give you, which is of real value. And it just gets me to think, you know, over the years the church has tried to become more sophisticated. We've tried to become more relevant to the world that we live in and relevant to our neighbours and friends. But there's a sense of, and I'm not against a professionalism and doing things with excellence, but I just wonder, have we turned into a commercialism which is not relevant? I think that's one of the things that the Spirit speaks to the church in Laodicea about. And then the Spirit says, you know, if you have an ear, hear. And we talked about that yesterday, about being able to receive in our heart what Jesus is speaking. And you know, Mary and Martha, we know the story, and Martha is running around cooking, and Mary is sitting at the feet of Jesus. And basically Martha was preparing a meal that Jesus didn't order. And what we're saying is that we need to be doing the things that Jesus wants us to do. We need to be doing the things of the kingdom, you know, in church and things around church. And it's not what we used to do in the past. It's not about modernity and historical way of doing church. It's about, it's about what the Spirit is doing today, and what the Spirit is speaking in the world today. And I think one of the things the Spirit is saying to the church today is that we don't have to be contained to our buildings, that we don't have to, you know, be contained to a worldview of what church is. And, you know, he said to the church in Laodicea, you are neither hot or cold, you're lukewarm. And I think during this time we need to come out of this stronger. We need to come out of this knowing that God has a plan and a purpose for each individual, and as a church together, that we come out stronger in our relationships with Jesus, stronger in our relationship with each other, and stronger in our relationship with the church, but with no compromise in the world, but taking that which is really valuable, that which is eternal, and bringing that into the lives and minds and into the society that we live in.